Hi guys, welcome back. And today, got a little bit of a special video. It is going to be a 2v2, which may be the first time we have done this on the channel. I'm going to be in control of the High Elves, up with my ally, who's in command of the Vampire Counts, up against the Empire and the Dark Elves. So let's see how this unlikely alliance gets on. Now I'm going to have to pause the video at the very start, and I'll do a very brief kind of overview of all the armies. I don't want to, trudge through all of them, but as you can see, the battle does get underway straight away. And that is because up front we do have 4 units of Shadow Warriors. These are units which can be hidden, a bit like Way Watchers of the Wood Elves, but a little bit of a more kind of cheaper, variety. They do the job just slightly less effectively, but still, they're master ambushers. They have stalk, decent range, and they do absolute fantastic damage against people like handgunners who don't have too much armor. Now, backing them up, we do have 4 units of spearmen, just to make up a bit of an infantry line. The real punch comes off from our 3 units of Dragon Princes, including the Regiment Renowned Fireborn unit, which are anti-large, and Alariel the Radiant. Is going to be rolling around with those guys, popping heals. The main plan is you harass with the Shadow Warriors and your opponent charges forward with cavalry and so forth. Then you counter that out of the trees with the Dragon Princes as the spearmen move up. Now, for my ally today, he's gone for a nice little chaffy front line of zombies, backed up by a little bit more of an elite contingent of Graveguard, including the Sternsmen, Regiment Renowned Graveguard themselves, and a corpse cart with the Unholy Lodestone. For his lord, he does have the tankiest of tanks, Vlad von Karstein, who's just an absolute beast. I believe he does have his ring with him, giving him 90% damage resistance, which is just absurdly crazy. He also has a couple of units of Blood Knights, or 1 unit of Blood Knights. The other is the Regiment Renowned Black Knights. I haven't seen these guys too much, but they do have regen, anti-infantry. Be interesting to see how these guys perform with their big scary lancers. Now, my ally has gone for a bit of a sneaky tactic here. Up on the left-hand flank, he does have the Chill Guys, Regiment Renowned Hexwraiths, who do have a slow aura, the Dire Pack, who are anti-large. It looks like one more pack of Dire Wolves in the back there. Now, for our enemies, we are up against another kind of unlikely alliance here. On the left-hand side, we do have the majority of the Empire. Looks like they do have some Outriders, Reichsguard, Free Company Militia, and for their main line, they do just have some Spearmen, backed up by a few more elite troops like these Great Swords, these naked priests who are going to be singing and crying for Sigma. 1 unit of handgunners over here, a mortar, and a fire wizard. We can also see we do have a War Hydra in their midst, which I'm sure they're not too best pleased about. Up in the sky, they are led by Boris Todbringer. Now, over here for the Dark Elves, it looks like they are actually going to be protected by 2 units of handgunners and also 2 units of Empire Knights. So I like this play, kind of working together. Me and my opponent kind of did our own thing to start with, but we do give each other help as the battle goes on. Now, for the Dark Elves, they've mainly gone for cheap, chaffy infantry, like these Dreadspears, who will hold the line. The real damage dealers, this repeater bolt throwers, 3 units of dark shards in the background, and this flying magic core here. Very interestingly, brought 3 wizards. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work with their winds of magic, but they have 2 sorceresses of fire. Looks like with the pretty much exact same loadout, and Marathi as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses his magic. Now, without further ado, let's get this underway. So as you can see, we are firing a few shots up. Originally, they were just on fire at will, so they're going to get random, but soon they're going to start focusing down. My ally, does start advancing as well, and we start moving up our cav, getting ready for these Empire Knights who inevitably charge. As you can see, the focus fire just tears apart those handgunners there. Shadow Warriors doing a great bit of damage, taking a little bit in return, but now we have that unit running for the hills. So the Empire Knights do come charging in, trying to, rescue their handgunner brethren, but the Fireborn go crashing in, assisted by these Dragon Princes, and they are going to tear these much cheaper, more expendable Empire Knights apart. You can see we do drag another unit of Dragon Princes over here and intercept with some Spearmen, trying to protect these Shadow Warriors. Have been caught a little bit, but now these Empire Knights are getting rear attacked by Dragon Princes, which definitely isn't where they want to be. Looks like 2 Firestorms do come in though. Interesting choice of tactic. I mean, it does tear up this unit of Shadow Warriors quite badly, but that is a ton of winds of magic to get out of the way. Now, my ally is just advancing under mortar fire, but it looks like he has managed to catch some Outriders with the Verex Reavers, which is a nice pick. Or if he does manage to drag this down, looks like they might actually be able to escape. And we do have the Chill Guys and Dire Pack charging on the Reichsguard, and together they should be able to take them down. But it looks like, at the moment, they are just having a little standoff here. Interesting, I believe that fight does get underway there. Just a little lapse of micro by both players. The Direwolf pack is getting on the back here, going to start tearing up that mortar. Now, for us over here, it looks like the Empire are trying to push down here. They've realised how much of a threat these Shadow Warriors are if they're allowed to constantly fire. But the Shadow Warriors are responding in kind, and they're just tearing apart any handgunners they see. As you see, the one unit's really beaten up, this one's wavering. Empire Knights are all beat up across the board. We do have one unit of Spearmen holding back these 3 units at the moment, which is going to allow these Shadow Warriors just to constantly fire in, and allow my ally as well as to move up. You know, it's much slower force as he is undead, they do have to kind of shamble along a bit. But as you see, handgunners are just getting no value, they're getting torn apart. However, the repeater bolt throwers doing a decent job. They are shooting into Spearmen though, who aren't the best target, who are just kind of on guard duty at the second. Now if we look over on this left flank, it looks like Boris is trying to clear up the back line, up on top of this Direwolf pack and shutting down those Reavers there quite nicely, with the help of some great swords. However, he has lost the right guard in the back. It looks like the Chillgeist are going to be coming in to feast on some great swords. Nice pair of shades coming down by my opponent. Looks like we did spot it just about in time, but we still got kind of pulled into it with one unit, and that has decimated those Spearmen. Now my Spearmen are quite beat up here, and we are just taking shots. The reason I'm doing this is I'm just trying to cover this left flank before I push forwards with these Shadow Warriors. The Spearmen are very cheap. I don't really mind them taking their shots. So we have wiped out one unit of Empire Knights almost completely now. There's no chance of them coming back with our Dragon Princes. And the Flaming Head does go down, but it looks like it's mainly a swing and a miss. It may catch a few units here and get a little bit of value at the end, however. So we've completely broken this left pocket with help from the Grave Guard from my ally, who is over here trying to surround the War Hydra. Bringing in his Blood Knights, we should do a decent job, and he's dragging down these great swords in the back line now. There's a bit of another swing and a miss there by, I think the Bright was this time. The Spearmen have advanced into the Dread Spears, should be doing a decent job there. In the background, we'll see the Dire Pack is also chasing down some Outriders, which is super useful. The Shadow Warriors are now just constantly firing in. Looks like they're currently picking on some Empire Knights. No, they're firing into some Dark Shards, as the massive overloading of the right-hand flank does come into play. So we have Ilario leading in her ultimate bodyguard of Dragon Princes, charging in, shutting down this repeater bolt thrower, and these guys are all going to kind of disengage from each other and spread out and just wreak havoc along this back line. There's nothing back here to protect anymore. As we can see, one unit is going over these Dark Shards, one unit is finishing off the repeater bolt thrower, and the others are just going to swoop back here and eat these, you know, tasty targets really. It's kind of the perfect area of the battlefield for these guys to be at the moment, as the Chill guys join the party and start taking down some Dark Shards. Now the front line is going slightly in our favour. These Spearmen are doing a decent job up against the Dread Spear, their evil brethren. With the help of these Grave Guard, the front line has started to buckle, and as you can see, we're just chasing down handgunners left, right and centre. Fireball does come, it looks like it hits some Dark Shards, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm assuming that was aiming for the Chillgeist. So Shadow Warriors are now kind of unmolested as much as they can be. This Flying Goonsword can come over here, but they really need that moment to start this back line. So they're just going to be advanced up, taking some shots. Let's see, 68, 46, 53 and 38. So decent amount of kills on them so far. And you can see the backline is just an absolute shambles. We have Dragon Princes and Ilario over here chasing down the Bright Wizard. Looks like we're going to be able to shut him down quite comfortably. We have Free Company being chased off by zombies and soon to be joined by these Dragon Princes. Chill guys chasing down Dark Shards. And Fireborn here crashing into this repeated bolt thrower and shutting it down. There is one bastion of strength in this little Dread Spear. With this little Flying Goon Squad, however, the power balance has gone massively in the favour of me and my ally, who looks like in the distance did manage to trap in Boris with this little bit of a Goon Squad and start to drag him down, and they're going to move on to the War Hydra now. Looks like Boris should be able to rally in time, I believe. It looks like we're coming for a big rear attack here now. The Fireborn, they're lowering their lances and they're going to crash into the back of these Dread Spears. And let's see. Yeah, their morale just disintegrates and they do break. Health is falling rapidly. Those guys are out of here. So overall, looks like it's going to be a victory for me and my team. Let's fast forward a little bit as we are mainly just chasing off units now. Boris looks like he might be considering charging into the Shadow Wars, which is a bold move with these Fireborn lurking around. And as soon as they touch him, to be honest, I can't see him sticking around long. Most of the army is gone, and yeah, his morale just completely goes there. He's popped deadly onslaught, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be ridden down by the Fireborn here, and he does completely shatter, which I think is going to be it completely for the Empire. So it looks like it's just the Dark Elf player left, who does just have his little flying hero Goon Squad. So we're just going to fast forward as a little bit of repositioning. We decide that we're just going to bunch up with our ally over here. There's no point chasing around or trying to get units kind of, you know, dotted around where he might be able to pick them off. So instead, we're going to bunch up nice and close, heal up as much as we can, all form together in a nice little Helm's Deep, and with no ground units left, the opponent has to charge in, otherwise his morale will break and all his troops run away. And fair play to him, I think he does actually go for a last little death charge. Let's just check it out. Yeah, in he comes. Charge into the Spearman, where he's just going to get collapsed on by massive amounts of Dragon Princes who are swarming over Marathi. It doesn't matter what buff she pops, what buff she doesn't pop. She is going down super fast. That is going to be game. Overall, super fun actually to play a couple of 2v2s. I played a couple probably about a month ago with the same player, and he just invited me into a few. And I'm always down for a bit, mixing up a little bit, doing some 2v2s was super fun and super chilled out. So let's go to the end stats. So yes, very well played to my ally. I believe, I'm going to say it's Batiste. Could be Batiste, but I'm going to go with Batiste for now, who likes to use the Vampire Camp spell, looks at it for the most part, but overall did a very decent job. 120 kills on his Graveguard, fantastic, and really nice flank pressure early on, and he does fantastic with this unit in every game I've seen him use. They popped into the back line, really helped shut down some of those cav, scared off the right side right at the start, popped on the mortar and was generally a big pain. Also well played to my opponents, Conan up here in charge of the Empire, and Exalted who is in charge of the very interesting hero build. I don't understand how this works with the Winds of Magic. Maybe 2 Wizards max, I wouldn't take 3, but still he made it work and did a ton of damage, 24 kills on one unit, 89 on this Hydra, and overall fairly decent. But for ourselves, the Shadow Warriors did a fantastic job, 68, 46, 39, 54. But their main purpose there was just taking out the handgunners. As soon as those handgunners were offline, there wasn't too much that was going to shut down the Dragon Princes. And as you can see, once they did finally get into that back line, 141, 139, and 114 kills. Pure madness there. Which kind of suited, the pure madness game. So this was a super fun game to cast. Actually, go back and revisit. Played it probably about a week ago. Also super fun to play. So if you guys also did enjoy, please do consider hitting that like button down below. Super helps out the channel. And subscribing. We're on 69 subscribers now, which is hilarious. However, we are trying to bump it slowly up to that 100 mark. Now, tomorrow we do have the next Death Before Dishonor, the 4th one, I believe. All new players in this one, or at least no current champions. So unfortunately, all previous champions have been banned from this one, and that is because whoever wins this one will be our 4th champion, and is going to get chucked in up against the 3 original champions, which is Ben the Barman, Zach Bisane, and Falcon, in a kind of Royal Rumble fight to death to see once and for all who was the ultimate champion. So hopefully see you guys there. That is tomorrow at 8 PM British Standard Time, and or British Summer Time, sorry. And I will see you there. Peace, peace, guys. Stay awesome.